I Am Money Energy, written and published by I Am Audiobooks. The journey to true wealth begins not in your bank account, but in your consciousness. Every dollar that flows into your life first manifests as an energetic alignment between your identity and abundance. When you examine the wealthiest families across generations, you'll notice a distinct characteristic. They don't simply have money, they are money. Their wealth exists as a natural extension of who they are, rather than something they desperately pursue. Your money consciousness forms the foundation of your financial reality. Just as water takes the shape of its container, wealth flows into the energetic vessel you create through your self-concept. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, the universe will consistently reflect that identity back to you through your experiences. Conversely, when you fully embody the identity of a wealthy person, your external reality begins to shift to match this internal alignment. Most people approach wealth creation backward. They believe they need to have money first to feel wealthy. This misconception keeps them trapped in a cycle of lack, always chasing but never truly attracting abundance. The truth is that sustainable wealth emerges from first becoming the person who naturally attracts and maintains prosperity. This transformation begins with consciously choosing to align your identity with wealth, regardless of your current circumstances. Think of your money consciousness as the operating system running your financial life. Your beliefs, thoughts, and feelings about money create the parameters within which wealth can flow. If your operating system is programmed with scarcity, limitation, and unworthiness, no amount of positive thinking or manifestation techniques will override this fundamental coding. You must first upgrade your internal software to one that runs on abundance, deservingness, and prosperity. This identity shift requires more than mere affirmations or visualization. It demands a complete repositioning of how you see yourself in relation to money. Instead of viewing wealth as something external to chase, recognize it as an internal state of being to embody. When you walk through the world as someone who is deeply aligned with abundance, you naturally attract opportunities, resources, and circumstances that match this frequency. Consider how old money families raise their children. They don't teach them to want wealth. They instill in them the unshakable knowing that prosperity is their natural state of being. This subtle but crucial difference shapes how these individuals interact with money throughout their lives. They move through the world with an innate certainty about their relationship with abundance, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your current money identity likely formed through years of unconscious programming from family, society, and personal experiences. Transforming this identity requires conscious awareness and deliberate choice. Start by observing your automatic thoughts, feelings, and behaviors around money. Notice where you operate from scarcity rather than abundance. These patterns reveal the aspects of your money consciousness that need realignment. As you begin to shift your identity, focus on embodying the energy of wealth rather than pursuing external markers of success. Notice how wealthy people carry themselves, how they think about and handle money, how they make decisions. This isn't about imitation, but rather about recognizing and activating these same qualities within yourself. Your wealthy identity already exists within you. Your task is to awaken and amplify it. This transformation occurs on the energetic plane first, before manifesting in physical reality. Your role is to maintain unwavering alignment with your wealthy identity, even when external circumstances haven't yet caught up. This steadfast commitment to your new self-concept creates the energetic momentum that inevitably brings your outer world into harmony with your inner state of being. The path to lasting wealth begins with this fundamental shift in consciousness. As you align your identity with abundance, you'll find that money flows more naturally and effortlessly into your life. This is the foundation upon which all other aspects of wealth creation build. Choose now to step fully into your wealthy identity, knowing that your external reality must eventually reflect this internal truth. Abundant mindset flows from "I am wealthy" over "I want money." The language we use shapes our reality in profound ways, particularly when it comes to our relationship with money. When we constantly say "I want money" or "I need more money," we unconsciously reinforce a state of lack and separation from wealth. This desperate reaching creates an energetic barrier between ourselves and the very abundance we seek to attract. The shift from wanting to being wealth represents a fundamental transformation in consciousness that opens the floodgates of prosperity. Speaking and thinking from a place of "I am wealthy" activates a completely different vibration within us. This isn't about denial or pretense. It's about claiming our natural state of abundance and allowing our external reality to align with our inner knowing. When we embody the energy of wealth, we naturally attract corresponding experiences, opportunities, and resources. Our decisions, actions, and responses flow from this expanded state of being rather than from scarcity and fear. This wealthy consciousness manifests in subtle but powerful ways. Rather than obsessing over prices or feeling guilty about purchases, we make clear decisions based on value and alignment. Instead of doubting whether we can afford something, we simply know that all our needs are met with ease. We move through the world with the quiet assurance that money flows to us naturally and abundantly. The language patterns of true wealth consciousness extend beyond our internal dialogue to how we communicate with others about money. Instead of complaining about expenses or expressing worry about finances, we speak with confidence about investments, opportunities, and abundance. We naturally attract prosperity-minded individuals and conversations that reinforce our wealthy identity. This shift requires practice and patience as we reprogram deeply ingrained patterns of lack-based thinking. Each time we catch ourselves in wanting language, we can pause and consciously pivot to statements of being. Rather than saying "I want to be able to afford that," we might say "I am grateful for my abundant resources." Instead of "I need more money," we affirm "I am a magnet for wealth and prosperity." The wealthy identity we embody must feel authentic rather than forced. This isn't about aggressive affirmations or magical thinking. It's about gently expanding our sense of what's possible and natural for us. We can start with small shifts that feel genuinely accessible and gradually stretch into greater expressions of abundance consciousness. Our relationship with money becomes easeful and flowing when we release the energy of wanting and needing. Like any healthy relationship, it thrives on appreciation, trust, and mutual respect rather than desperate attachment. We recognize money as a natural extension of our creative energy rather than something external we must chase or grab. This wealthy consciousness ripples out to influence every aspect of our lives. We make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. We invest in our growth and well-being without hesitation. We give generously, knowing that wealth naturally multiplies through sharing. We attract opportunities aligned with our prosperous identity rather than struggling to make things happen. The shift from wanting to being wealthy transforms not just our financial reality, but our entire experience of life. We move through the world with greater ease, confidence, and joy. Our energy becomes magnetic to all forms of abundance, not just money, but also love, creativity, opportunities, and meaningful connections. This is the natural state of being that allows wealth to flow effortlessly into our lives. Old money energy carries quiet confidence, not desperation. The defining characteristic of old money energy lies not in ostentatious displays of wealth, but in the quiet confidence that emanates from a deep-seated knowing of one's financial security. This profound sense of certainty manifests as a calm, understated demeanor that stands in stark contrast to the anxious energy often associated with desperate pursuit of wealth. True old money consciousness operates from a place of inner peace, where there's no need to prove anything to anyone. This energy is cultivated through the understanding that wealth is a natural state of being rather than something to be frantically chased. When you observe individuals who come from generational wealth, you'll notice they rarely discuss money or flaunt their resources. Instead, they carry themselves with an air of quiet assurance that comes from never having to question their financial position. Desperation energy repels wealth because it broadcasts a message of lack and scarcity to the universe. When you approach money from a place of neediness, you create resistance in the natural flow of abundance. Think about how you feel when someone desperately tries to sell you something. That energy often makes you want to step back. Money responds to energy in the same way people do, retreating from desperate grabs and being attracted to calm, confident energy. The key to embodying old money energy lies in cultivating an unshakable inner certainty about your relationship with wealth. This isn't about pretending or putting on airs. It's about genuinely knowing that abundance is your natural state. This knowing becomes reflected in your posture, your voice, your decisions, and your overall presence. You begin to move through the world with the quiet confidence of someone who never questions whether they'll have enough. Developing this energy requires a shift in focus from external validation to internal alignment. Instead of seeking approval or recognition from others, old money energy comes from a place of self-assured dignity. It's the difference between needing to tell everyone about your successful investment and quietly knowing your wealth is growing without requiring acknowledgement from others. The transformation from desperate energy to quiet confidence happens gradually through consistent inner work. It begins with recognizing moments of scarcity thinking and consciously choosing to respond from a place of abundance instead. When you catch yourself feeling anxious about money, pause and reconnect with the calm certainty that characterizes old money energy. This shift also manifests in how you handle financial decisions. Rather than making choices from a place of fear or scarcity, you operate from a foundation of clear-headed confidence. You don't rush into opportunities out of desperation, nor do you cling to money out of fear of loss. Instead, you move with deliberate intention, knowing that your wealth is secure regardless of any single decision or outcome. Old money energy also influences how you interact with others. There's no need to compete, compare, or prove your worth. You naturally attract opportunities and connections because people sense your genuine confidence and are drawn to that energy. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle where your quiet confidence attracts more abundance, which in turn strengthens your confident energy. Practicing this energy means maintaining your composure regardless of external circumstances. Whether facing a temporary financial setback or a major windfall, your inner certainty remains unchanged. This steadiness is what distinguishes old money energy from the roller coaster of emotions, often experienced by those who are still chasing wealth. Quiet confidence isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is perfect. It's about maintaining a centered presence that comes from knowing your true worth isn't determined by your bank balance. This deep-seated confidence allows you to navigate financial matters with grace and ease, attracting wealth naturally rather than pursuing it desperately. As you embody this old money energy, you'll notice a natural shift in how the world responds to you. Opportunities begin to present themselves more readily. Relationships with money become more harmonious, and the disparate energy that once blocked your abundance naturally dissolves, replaced by the quiet confidence that characterizes true wealth consciousness. Wealth flows naturally when you embody prosperity consciousness. The most profound shift in your financial reality occurs when you stop forcing money and allow it to flow naturally through your embodiment of prosperity consciousness. This state of being transcends the mechanical actions of wealth creation and taps into the fundamental energy that governs abundance in the universe. Prosperity consciousness is not merely positive thinking about money. It's a complete alignment of your thoughts, feelings, and energy with the natural state of abundance. When you genuinely embody this consciousness, wealth becomes an organic extension of who you are rather than something you're trying to acquire. Think of how water flows downstream effortlessly. It doesn't strain or struggle, it simply follows its natural course. This is how wealth moves when you're aligned with prosperity consciousness. The key to accessing this flow state lies in understanding that abundance is your natural birthright. Just as trees don't question their ability to grow leaves, or birds don't doubt their ability to fly, you must release any internal resistance to receiving wealth. This resistance often manifests as subtle beliefs that money is hard to come by, that you must struggle for it, or that you're somehow unworthy of abundance. When you embody prosperity consciousness, your entire relationship with money transforms. You begin to notice opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to you. Your decisions become naturally aligned with wealth creation, not from a place of calculation or strategy, but from an intuitive understanding of value and growth. Your actions flow from inspiration rather than desperation, and this shift in energy is palpable to others. The embodiment of prosperity consciousness also changes how others respond to you. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate abundance, and this attraction creates more opportunities for wealth to flow. You'll find yourself in conversations, situations, and relationships that support your natural state of prosperity. This isn't manipulation or pretense. It's the authentic expression of your aligned energy. Developing this state requires a fundamental shift in your relationship with the present moment. Most people postpone their feeling of abundance until they achieve certain financial goals, but this approach reverses the natural order of manifestation. True prosperity consciousness means feeling abundant now, regardless of current circumstances. This immediate embodiment of wealth consciousness creates the energetic foundation for physical wealth to manifest. Your nervous system plays a crucial role in this process. When you consistently maintain the feeling of abundance, your body begins to recognize this as its natural state. This biological alignment makes it easier to maintain prosperity consciousness, even in challenging circumstances. Your physical response to money situations becomes one of calm certainty rather than stress or anxiety. The flow of wealth also becomes more stable when you embody prosperity consciousness. Rather than experiencing dramatic ups and downs, your financial reality tends to expand steadily and sustainably. This stability comes from operating from a place of inner abundance rather than external validation. You're no longer at the mercy of market conditions or others' opinions because your sense of prosperity comes from within. Living in prosperity consciousness means maintaining an unwavering connection to the infinite potential for abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring practical financial matters, but rather approaching them from a place of expansion rather than limitation. Your decisions become guided by what can grow and flourish rather than what might go wrong. Prosperity consciousness eventually becomes your default state, much like breathing. You don't have to remind yourself to breathe. It happens naturally. Similarly, when you fully embody prosperity consciousness, attracting and maintaining wealth becomes as natural as breathing. This is the state of being that old money families inherently understand and pass down through generations. They know that true wealth flows not from desperate action but from aligned being. This natural flow of wealth creates a ripple effect in all areas of your life. Your relationships improve, your health often enhances, and your overall sense of well-being expands. This occurs because prosperity consciousness isn't just about money. It's about aligning with the natural abundance of life itself. When you embody this state, you become a channel through which wealth flows, not just for yourself, but for all those connected to you. Your money identity shapes your financial reality. The relationship between who you believe yourself to be and what manifests in your financial life runs deeper than most realize. Your money identity, the core beliefs, self-image, and internal narrative around wealth, acts as an invisible force field, either attracting or repelling financial abundance based on its fundamental programming. Think of your money identity as an energetic blueprint that the universe uses to shape your material reality. When you carry an identity of lack, struggle, or unworthiness around money, those very qualities tend to show up in your financial experiences. Conversely, when you embody an identity of abundance, ease, and deservingness, your external circumstances gradually shift to match that internal landscape. This identity-based transformation begins with honest self-examination. What stories do you tell yourself about money and your relationship to it? Do you see yourself as someone who manages money wisely or struggles to hold on to it? Are you the type who attracts financial opportunities or watches them pass by? These deeply held beliefs form the foundation of your money identity. The good news is that identities can be consciously reshaped through consistent internal work. Just as an actor steps into a new role by adopting different mannerisms, speech patterns, and ways of being, you can intentionally cultivate the identity of someone who is naturally wealthy. This isn't about fake it till you make its superficiality, but rather about aligning your entire being with the frequency of abundance. Start by getting crystal clear on the specific qualities of your ideal wealthy identity. Perhaps it's someone who makes confident financial decisions, maintains a peaceful relationship with money, and attracts abundance with ease. Then begin embodying those qualities in your daily thoughts, words, and actions. When faced with financial choices, ask yourself, what would my wealthy self do in this situation? Your neural pathways will gradually rewire themselves as you consistently practice new ways of thinking and being around money. The old identity of financial struggle or scarcity begins to fade as you strengthen the neural networks associated with abundance and prosperity. This isn't just positive thinking, it's literally rebuilding your brain's default programming around wealth. The most powerful shift happens when you move from seeing wealth as something external to recognizing it as an inherent quality of who you are. Rather than chasing money, you simply allow it to flow naturally as an extension of your prosperous identity. This requires releasing old patterns of proving your worth or fighting for financial security. Your money identity also influences the opportunities you notice and act upon. Someone with a wealthy identity naturally gravitates toward abundance, generating situations and recognizes potential where others see limitations. They carry themselves with the quiet confidence that attracts high-level connections and profitable possibilities. This identity-level work creates lasting transformation because it addresses the root rather than just the symptoms of financial challenges. No amount of budgeting, investing, or money management strategies will create sustainable wealth if your core identity remains misaligned with abundance. The outer must match the inner. Your current financial reality simply reflects the money identity you've been operating from until now. By consciously choosing and embodying a new wealthy identity, you set powerful forces in motion that gradually reshape your material circumstances. The key is maintaining unwavering faith in your new identity, even when external evidence hasn't caught up yet. Your relationship with money transforms as your identity shifts from scarcity to abundance, from struggle to ease, from unworthiness to deservingness. This inner work may feel subtle, but it creates the energetic foundation for genuine lasting wealth. Choose your money identity consciously and watch as your financial reality reshapes itself to match your deepest beliefs about who you are. Effortless abundance comes from being, not chasing. The greatest paradox of wealth creation lies in a simple truth. The harder you chase money, the more it seems to elude you. True abundance flows naturally when you shift from the endless pursuit of wealth to simply being wealthy in your core identity. This profound transformation from doing to being represents the fundamental difference between those who struggle with money and those who attract it effortlessly. When you constantly chase money, you operate from a frequency of lack and separation. This desperate energy actually pushes abundance away, creating a self-fulfilling cycle of scarcity. The universe responds to your underlying belief that you don't have enough, that wealth is something external to be captured rather than an internal state to be expressed. Consider how old money families carry themselves. They don't frantically pursue more wealth or obsess over the next opportunity. Instead, they simply exist in a state of natural abundance, knowing that money flows to them as naturally as breathing. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. They've internalized abundance at such a deep level that it becomes their default state of being. The art of allowing wealth requires releasing the psychological grip we often maintain on money. When you're constantly strategizing, worrying, and forcing things to happen, you create resistance in your energy field. This resistance blocks the natural flow of abundance that wants to come to you. True manifestation happens in the relaxed, open state of being rather than the tense energy of chasing. This shift from chasing to being requires developing a new relationship with time and trust. Rather than needing everything to happen immediately, you cultivate patience and faith in the natural unfolding of abundance. You understand that wealth creation isn't about forcing outcomes, but allowing your abundant nature to express itself through inspired action. The state of being wealthy exists first in consciousness before it manifests in reality. When you embody the energy of abundance, feeling wealthy, thinking wealthy thoughts, making decisions from a wealthy mindset, you naturally attract circumstances and opportunities that match this frequency. This isn't magical thinking, it's energetic alignment. Picture wealth as water flowing through a garden hose. Chasing creates kinks in the hose, restricting the flow. Being wealthy smooths out these kinks, allowing abundance to flow freely. Your only job is to maintain the state of being that keeps the channel clear and open. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop taking action. Instead, your actions stem from an entirely different place, not from desperate need but from inspired guidance. You move through the world with ease and grace, knowing that abundance is your natural state. Your actions become expressions of your wealthy identity rather than attempts to become wealthy. The practice of being over-chasing also transforms your everyday experiences. You begin to notice abundance everywhere, appreciate what you already have, and feel genuine gratitude for the wealth flowing through your life. This appreciative state becomes a powerful attractor for even more abundance. Living from this state requires regular practice and conscious choice. Each time you catch yourself slipping into chase mode, gently redirect your energy back to being. You don't need to prove your worth or struggle to deserve abundance. You simply need to align with the wealthy being you already are at your core. This shift from chasing to being represents the ultimate surrender to your natural state of abundance. As you release the struggle and settle into simply being wealthy, you'll find that money flows to you with surprising ease. The universe responds not to your actions, but to your state of being, bringing you opportunities and resources that match your energetic frequency. Graceful wealth attraction requires inner certainty. True wealth attraction flows from a place of unwavering inner certainty. This profound confidence stems not from external validation or temporary circumstances, but from a deep knowing that prosperity is your natural state of being. When you cultivate this level of certainty about your relationship with money, you naturally attract wealth with grace and ease. Inner certainty regarding money manifests as a quiet, assured energy that requires no validation from others. It's the difference between knowing you are wealthy versus trying to convince yourself or others of your prosperity. This certainty becomes the foundation from which all your financial decisions and actions flow. When you operate from this space, you make choices aligned with your wealthy identity rather than from fear or scarcity. The development of money certainty begins with recognizing that doubt and uncertainty are learned responses, not your natural state. Through societal conditioning, many have absorbed beliefs that create hesitation around money and success. Unlearning these patterns requires conscious effort to build new neural pathways aligned with certainty. Each time you choose to respond from certainty, rather than doubt, you strengthen your wealthy identity. Building unshakable confidence with money involves consistently choosing thoughts and actions that reflect your prosperous nature. This means making financial decisions from a place of clarity rather than emotional reactivity. When challenges arise, your inner certainty allows you to maintain perspective and seek solutions rather than falling into fear or scarcity thinking. Graceful wealth attraction emerges naturally when your inner certainty becomes your dominant vibration. Rather than forcing or struggling to manifest money, you allow it to flow to you through aligned actions and decisions. This grace comes from knowing that wealth is not something to be chased, but rather attracted through your energetic presence. The wealthy understand that certainty creates clarity, and clarity leads to inspired action. When you're certain about your relationship with money, you recognize opportunities more readily and act on them with conviction. This certainty also helps you maintain boundaries around your wealth and make decisions that support your long-term prosperity rather than short-term gains. Your inner certainty becomes magnetic, attracting not just money but also people, circumstances, and opportunities aligned with wealth. Others sense this certainty and naturally want to engage in business or partnerships with you. This magnetic quality cannot be faked. It must emerge from genuine inner knowing. The practice of maintaining certainty requires regular attention to your internal dialogue about money. Notice when doubt or fear arise and choose to redirect your thoughts to align with your wealthy identity. Over time, this becomes more natural as your neural pathways strengthen in favor of certainty over doubt. Wealth flows more easily when you maintain emotional equilibrium around money. Inner certainty helps you stay centered regardless of external circumstances. This emotional stability becomes particularly valuable during market fluctuations or business challenges, allowing you to make decisions from wisdom rather than reaction. The grace of wealth attraction comes from knowing that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your certainty is personal and requires no external validation. This quiet confidence naturally attracts abundance while repelling desperation energy that can block wealth flow. Developing and maintaining inner certainty becomes a daily practice of choosing thoughts and actions aligned with your wealthy identity. Each decision made from this place of certainty reinforces your prosperity consciousness and strengthens your ability to attract wealth gracefully. As you embody this certainty more fully, you'll find that wealth naturally gravitates toward you without strain or struggle. Inner certainty with money is not about perfection, but about maintaining a consistent connection to your wealthy identity. When you operate from this space of knowing, the manifestation of wealth becomes a natural expression of who you are, rather than something you need to force or chase. Money responds to your energetic relationship with it. Money is far more than physical currency or digital numbers in an account. It's a form of energy that responds directly to your relationship with it. Like any relationship, your connection with money is shaped by your beliefs, emotions, and patterns of interaction. The way you think about, feel about, and treat money creates an energetic signature that either attracts or repels financial abundance. Consider how you currently relate to money. Do you view it as a scarce resource that must be hoarded? Do you feel anxiety or fear when dealing with financial matters? Is there underlying resentment about money's role in your life? These energetic patterns form the foundation of your money relationship and directly impact your ability to attract and maintain wealth. Old money understands that cultivating a healthy, balanced relationship with money is essential for lasting prosperity. Rather than seeing money as something to be chased or struggled with, they maintain an attitude of respectful partnership. There's an underlying trust that money will flow naturally when treated with appreciation and wise stewardship. Your energetic relationship with money is constantly broadcasting signals through your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you worry intensely about lack, that anxious energy creates resistance in your money flow. When you resent wealthy people or judge money as evil, you energetically push abundance away. But when you appreciate money's role in enabling positive impact, welcome its presence, and maintain emotional equilibrium around finances, you broadcast an energy that attracts more resources. The key is bringing consciousness to how you relate to money on all levels. Notice your habitual thoughts. Do they reflect trust or suspicion? Observe your emotional patterns. Do you feel ease or constriction around money matters? Watch your behaviors. Do you treat money with respect or carelessness? These awareness practices illuminate where healing is needed in your money relationship. Start by releasing old wounds, judgments, and limiting beliefs about money. Perhaps you absorbed negative money messages in childhood or had painful financial experiences that created emotional scar tissue. Through gentle self-examination and conscious release, you can clear these energetic blocks. Forgiveness practices, both for yourself and others, help dissolve resentments that may be hampering your money relationship. Replace outdated patterns with new, empowering ways of relating to money. Practice gratitude for the money currently in your life, regardless of the amount. Appreciate money's role in facilitating positive exchanges of value. Treat your finances with attentive care, like tending a garden. Make financial decisions from a centered place of wisdom rather than reactive emotion. As your relationship with money heals and evolves, you'll notice subtle shifts in how money responds to you. Unexpected opportunities may arise more frequently. Resources flow more easily when needed. Financial stress diminishes as you maintain energetic equilibrium. This is the natural result of establishing a clear, conscious connection with money energy. Money is ultimately neutral. It amplifies and responds to the energy you bring to the relationship. When you relate to money with respect, trust, wisdom, and appreciation, it naturally gravitates toward you. Your task is to maintain awareness of your money relationship and consistently align your energy with the prosperity you desire to create. Old money's quiet confidence comes from knowing that money responds reliably to conscious relationship. By healing your money connection and establishing clear, positive energy around finances, you activate money's natural tendency to flow toward those who relate to it wisely. Let your relationship with money become a model of mutual respect, trust, and appreciation. Old money thinks generationally, not transactionally. True wealth consciousness extends far beyond immediate gratification or quick financial wins. The old money mindset operates from a fundamentally different perspective. One that views wealth as a multi-generational legacy, rather than a series of transactions. This profound shift in thinking transforms how we approach money, investments, and the very nature of prosperity itself. Old money families understand that real wealth is built gradually and preserved carefully over generations. They don't chase quick returns or get swept up in get-rich, quick schemes. Instead, they focus on sustainable growth, preservation of capital, and the cultivation of assets that appreciate over time. This patient approach allows wealth to compound naturally while minimizing risk and maintaining stability. The generational perspective influences every financial decision. Rather than asking, "How can I make money quickly?" the question becomes, "How can I create lasting value that will benefit future generations?" This mindset leads to investment in education, cultural capital, and sustainable enterprises that create enduring worth. It's about building something meaningful that extends beyond one's own lifetime. Legacy creation becomes a central focus when viewing wealth through a generational lens. This includes not just financial assets, but also the transmission of values, wisdom, and proper stewardship of resources. Old money understands that true wealth encompasses knowledge, connections, opportunities, and the ability to create positive impact over multiple generations. They invest heavily in preparing future generations to be responsible custodians of both financial and social capital. The transactional mindset, in contrast, creates a scattered approach to wealth building. When focused solely on immediate gains, people often make decisions that compromise long-term stability for short-term profits. This can lead to taking unnecessary risks, overlooking important opportunities for steady growth, and failing to build the foundation necessary for lasting prosperity. Privacy and discretion are natural outgrowths of generational thinking. Old money understands that true wealth doesn't need to announce itself. It speaks through actions and impact rather than outward displays. This quiet confidence comes from knowing that wealth is secure and self-perpetuating, rather than dependent on constant transactions or validation from others. Generational wealth consciousness also influences relationship dynamics with money. Instead of seeing money as something to be acquired and spent, it's viewed as a tool for creating lasting impact and enabling future possibilities. This shifts the focus from consumption to stewardship, from spending to investing, and from immediate gratification to long-term vision. The old money approach to business and investments similarly reflects this generational perspective. They tend to favor established sustainable business models over speculative ventures. Quality, reputation, and longevity take precedence over quick profits. This doesn't mean avoiding innovation or new opportunities, but rather approaching them with careful consideration of long-term implications. Environmental and social responsibility naturally align with generational thinking. When considering the impact of wealth over multiple generations, sustainability becomes crucial. Old money often invests in conservation, environmental protection, and social initiatives that ensure resources and opportunities remain available for future generations. Adopting this generational mindset requires a fundamental shift in how we think about time, value, and success. It means moving beyond the quarterly or yearly thinking that dominates modern financial planning to consider decades and generations ahead. This expanded time horizon creates space for more thoughtful, strategic decisions that align with creating lasting wealth. By thinking generationally rather than transactionally, we align ourselves with the natural flows of wealth creation. We become stewards of prosperity rather than mere consumers of it. This shift in consciousness transforms our relationship with money from one of acquisition to one of cultivation, from spending to growing, and from short-term gains to lasting legacy. True prosperity starts with your self-concept. The foundation of true prosperity lies not in your bank account, but in your self-concept, how you fundamentally view and value yourself. When you understand that your net worth is intrinsically connected to your self-worth, you begin to see wealth creation in an entirely new light. This profound connection explains why some people who appear to have everything still feel poor, while others with modest means carry themselves with the quiet dignity of prosperity. Your self-concept acts as an internal thermostat, regulating the level of abundance you allow into your life. If you view yourself as someone who struggles with money, your actions and decisions will unconsciously align with that belief. Conversely, when you genuinely see yourself as prosperous and worthy of abundance, you naturally make choices that reflect and reinforce that identity. Developing a prosperous self-concept requires more than positive affirmations or superficial changes. It demands a deep, honest examination of your relationship with yourself and your inherent value. Many people unknowingly carry limiting beliefs about their worthiness to receive abundance, often stemming from childhood experiences or societal conditioning. These beliefs create invisible barriers that block the natural flow of prosperity. To cultivate a prosperous self-concept, begin by recognizing your intrinsic value independent of external circumstances. Your worth isn't determined by your current financial situation, job title, or material possessions. True prosperity consciousness emerges when you understand that you are inherently valuable and deserving of abundance simply because you exist. This shift in self-concept naturally influences how you show up in the world. When you genuinely value yourself, you stop accepting less than what you're worth. You begin to set healthy boundaries, charge appropriate prices for your services, and make financial decisions from a place of self-respect rather than fear or scarcity. Your interactions with money become expressions of self-love rather than desperate attempts to prove your worth. A prosperous self-concept also changes how you relate to wealth creation. Instead of seeing money as something to chase or struggle for, you recognize it as a natural extension of your value and contribution to the world. This perspective allows you to approach financial opportunities with confidence and discernment, rather than desperation or anxiety. The process of aligning your self-concept with prosperity often requires healing old wounds around money and self-worth. Many carry deep-seated beliefs that equate wealth with negative traits or assume that financial success requires sacrifice of integrity or relationships. By examining and releasing these limiting beliefs, you create space for a new, more empowering relationship with prosperity. Your environment and associations play a crucial role in maintaining a prosperous self-concept. Surrounding yourself with people who reflect and support your vision of abundance helps reinforce your new identity. This doesn't mean only associating with wealthy individuals, but rather connecting with those who maintain a healthy, positive relationship with money and success. As your self-concept shifts, you'll notice subtle changes in how you carry yourself, make decisions, and interact with opportunities. You'll find yourself naturally drawn to experiences and circumstances that match your new prosperity consciousness. Doors that seemed closed before begin to open, not because the external world has changed, but because your internal landscape has transformed. Maintaining a prosperous self-concept is an ongoing practice, not a one-time achievement. It requires regular reinforcement through conscious choices, self-care, and commitment to personal growth. Each time you honor your worth and make decisions aligned with prosperity consciousness, you strengthen this new identity and attract greater abundance into your life. The journey to true prosperity begins within. By cultivating a self-concept rooted in worth, value, and abundance, you create the energetic foundation for lasting wealth. This internal shift becomes the catalyst for external transformation, allowing you to naturally attract and maintain the level of prosperity that matches your evolved self-concept. Elegant wealth manifests through calm confidence. True wealth emanates from a place of serene certainty and unwavering inner peace. When we observe those who embody old money energy, we notice their distinctive quality of calm confidence, a quiet assurance that transcends the need for external validation or desperate pursuit of wealth. This elegant approach to manifesting abundance flows from a deep-seated knowing that prosperity is their natural state of being. The power of presence in wealth manifestation cannot be overstated. When we're fully present and centered in our wealthy identity, we naturally attract opportunities and resources without forcing or straining. This presence stems from an unshakable inner knowing that we are already complete, already abundant, already wealthy at our core. From this stable foundation, we can move through the world with grace and magnetism that naturally draws wealth toward us. Maintaining calm certainty requires us to release the anxious energy that often surrounds money matters. Instead of worrying about bills, obsessing over account balances, or desperately seeking the next opportunity, we cultivate a peaceful relationship with wealth. This doesn't mean we become passive or disconnected from our financial affairs. Rather, we handle money matters with composed attention, making decisions from a place of clarity rather than fear or scarcity. The elegant manifestation of wealth occurs when we embody the energy of ease and flow. Think of how water moves. It doesn't force its way through obstacles but flows naturally around them, always finding its path. Similarly, when we maintain calm confidence, we don't need to push or struggle to create wealth. We simply align ourselves with the natural flow of abundance and allow it to move through our lives effortlessly. Old money energy is characterized by this same quality of unhurried assurance. There's no rush, no desperate grasping, no anxious pursuit of the next dollar. Instead, there's a patient certainty that wealth naturally accumulates and grows over time. This calm approach to wealth creation allows for clearer thinking, better decision-making, and more strategic, long-term planning. The practice of maintaining calm confidence extends beyond financial matters into all areas of life. When we carry ourselves with elegant assurance, we naturally command respect and attract high-quality opportunities. People are drawn to those who exude quiet confidence, and this magnetic quality often leads to valuable connections and profitable partnerships. Manifesting with elegance also means releasing the need to prove our wealth to others. True abundance doesn't require external validation or flashy displays. Instead, it manifests as a quiet sophistication that speaks volumes without saying a word. This subtle, yet powerful approach to wealth creates a lasting impression that opens doors and creates opportunities naturally. Our energy and presence significantly impact our ability to manifest wealth. When we maintain calm confidence, we operate from a higher frequency that aligns with abundance. This elevated state allows us to recognize and seize opportunities that others might miss, make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than fear, and attract resources with grace and ease. The key to maintaining this elegant approach lies in our ability to stay centered regardless of external circumstances. Market fluctuations, temporary setbacks, or financial challenges don't shake our core confidence because we understand that our wealthy identity exists independently of current conditions. This unwavering certainty becomes a powerful force for manifestation, creating a stable foundation from which abundant opportunities naturally arise. Elegant wealth manifestation is not about perfection, but about maintaining a consistent energy of calm confidence. There will be moments when our certainty wavers or our peace is challenged. The practice lies in returning to our center, reconnecting with our wealthy identity, and moving forward with grace and assurance. Through this practiced approach, we create a sustainable and sophisticated path to lasting abundance that reflects the true essence of old money energy. Your money story changes when your identity shifts. Every person carries a unique money story, a narrative shaped by experiences, beliefs, and generational patterns that dictates their relationship with wealth. This story isn't just a collection of memories or beliefs. It's an active force that shapes your present and future financial reality. When you transform your identity around money, your entire money story naturally evolves to align with your new self-image. The process of changing your money story begins with acknowledging that you are not bound by past financial experiences or inherited beliefs. Your current financial situation is simply a reflection of the money story you've been living, but it doesn't define your potential or limit your future prosperity. By consciously choosing to embody a new money identity, you create space for a different narrative to unfold. This identity shift requires more than surface-level changes or temporary mindset adjustments. It demands a fundamental transformation in how you see yourself in relation to money. When you truly believe and feel that you are someone who naturally attracts and maintains wealth, your actions, decisions, and opportunities begin to reflect this new reality. Consider how old money families maintain their wealth across generations. Their success isn't just about financial strategies or investment knowledge. It's rooted in a deeply ingrained identity that assumes prosperity as a natural state of being. They operate from a story that wealth is their birthright, and this narrative becomes self-fulfilling through their choices and behaviors. Your new money story emerges from the inside out. As you strengthen your wealthy identity, you'll notice subtle shifts in how you approach financial decisions. You might find yourself naturally drawn to investment opportunities that previously seemed out of reach. Your spending habits may evolve to reflect someone who values long-term wealth creation over short-term gratification. These changes aren't forced. They're natural expressions of your transformed identity. The language you use around money plays a crucial role in cementing your new identity. Instead of saying, "I hope to be wealthy someday," you begin speaking from the perspective of someone who is already wealthy in consciousness. This isn't about denial or pretense. It's about aligning your words with the reality you're creating. Your vocabulary shifts from scarcity, based expressions to those of abundance and certainty. Your relationships with others may also transform as your money story evolves. You might find yourself naturally gravitating toward people who share your prosperity consciousness and moving away from those who reinforce old limiting beliefs. This social shift isn't about exclusion, but rather about creating an environment that supports your new identity and story. As your wealthy identity strengthens, you'll notice that your money story becomes more expansive and inclusive. Instead of focusing solely on personal gain, you begin to consider how your wealth can create positive impact across generations. Your narrative expands to include legacy building, philanthropic endeavors, and creating lasting value for others. Changing your money story isn't about rejecting your past experiences, but rather about choosing which elements of your story you carry forward. Some aspects of your original money story might actually support your new identity. Perhaps values around work ethic or financial responsibility that were instilled early on. The key is consciously selecting which parts of your story align with your wealthy identity, while releasing those that don't serve your new narrative. Your money story is ultimately a reflection of your relationship with yourself. As you step fully into your wealthy identity, you'll find that your story naturally evolves to support this new self-image. The transformation isn't always linear, but each shift in consciousness creates ripples that affect every aspect of your financial reality. Your new money story becomes not just a narrative you tell yourself, but a living expression of who you've chosen to become.